Hey, hey, hey. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming. It's Monday, the 26th of August. My little sister's birthday and many other ones. Happy birthday, Patty McCoy. That's my sister. We can blow her up later. Um, we have another special guest, um, Marc Olson. He's been around a long time, as far as I know. He's been around since I can remember. Um, Ex truck driver. We'll let him talk to you about himself. Really nice guy. He comes to trivia sometimes. Anyway, I'm going to turn it over to Chris because nobody does it better than him. Chris, love you, brother. Go for it.
Good morning. Love you back, brother. A few announcements real quick. Y'all know Red is doing his Fun Day Monday at 11, and at 12, he's in the chair with Ash Mafara. So Julie and Michael moved their time. They haven't given me a time a little farther, so they'll be on later to have a conversation. I do want to shout out some big prayers for Daryl Cook's brother who's going through some not great times. Red's mom, she's having some health issues. John Barilla had a fall down accident that I just found out about a couple weeks ago, and he'll be on this Friday, but he's doing better. Say some prayers for him. And Julie Pierre's daughter is going through some stuff right now. She needs prayers. And happy birthday to Patty McCoy, Marty's sister. God bless you all. Now let me bring on this guy, Marc Olson. I've
No,
known him for a while.
whatever you do, hold on, Chris. Make sure you watch 12 o'clock, the interview with Ash.
Yes.
It was done live yesterday. It's going to post it at noon. All right, go ahead, Chris. I'm sorry.
And if you don't see me back on the end of this, I have everyone knows my AC's out, as you could see. I got a repairman coming. He just called, said he might be in 50 minutes. So I let Marc know that. But let me bring on Marc. I've known Marc for a while. He's a very humble guy. He's just what you call a normal person. He loves Onpassive. He loves life. He's gone through his struggles, which I'm sure he might tell us a little bit about. But on that note, I'm going to turn over to Mr. Marc Olson. I love you, brother. You look amazing. It's all you. The floor is yours, brother.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Marty, for having me. You know, I want to give thanks to Ash for bringing my dreams back to reality. Um, I'm born and raised here in Bloomington, Illinois, and yeah, we all have our struggles. Some people say their struggles are worse than others, but I don't know. It is what it is. Um, my mom died in my arms when I was 12 years old, and you know, I went off the deep end. Shortly after that, I got into drugs and alcohol really heavy, and that went on for quite a few years. Um, I was a chef in a couple different restaurants, and throughout my time, I got married and had a couple kids, and life just was going on kind of autopilot, and then on January 31st of 1993, I tried killing myself um, because of the alcohol and drugs and the negatives that rolled around in my life. But that brought me to Alcoholics Anonymous, and that's what changed my life back 30 years ago now. And it gave me a new purpose on life. Um, I was given a primary purpose, and that was to stay sober and to help others. And I did that for a lot of years. I've been real active in that program, and being coming from the hospitality industry, I love putting on events and stuff like that, and my goal is to put it on a daily basis, to put a smile on somebody's face because it breaks that monotony of that committee that goes on in our head. At least it stops it for a second, and I've always been that way. I came up with a idea back in 2017 when my dog died. I started this thing. I mean, I registered the name Recovery Zone because I want to change people's lives, and you get so far with anything, I mean, you plan it, you know, not really fantasize about it, but you, at least I do. I go to the extreme, and then I always come to what the money. You get to that point, and it's like, well, okay, I guess this one goes on the back burner. What's next? So yeah, I got out of restaurants, and this gentleman I know says, "Here, fill this out." I filled it out, and I didn't know what it was. And next thing I know, I'm building locomotives for General Motors. Did that for 5 years, and then they sold to an investment company and gave me a buyout. Um, so I paid off all my bills and stuff, and I was married for a second time at that time, and we talked about it, and best option we came up with was me becoming a truck driver. I had always wanted to see if I could drive them big old rigs anyway, but I didn't. Like most of us, we have these dreams and then we never follow through with them, for one reason or another. Well, it was time to follow through with it, and I became a truck driver in 2006. And I did that for quite a few years, and then in 2020, one of my good friends, Kevin Rutledge, we've been known each other since high school, and anyway, he was always into the computer thing, and I had tried a couple different businesses, but they didn't take off. All they did was took my money, you know. But like I say, in 2020, I became a truck driver, or I was a truck driver, and Kevin told me about Ash. Here, watch this, and I watched it. I said, how can I get involved? I mean, it was only $97 to become a founder, and I mean, $97. I spent more than that on a good steak dinner, and so I became a founder, and I started watching videos and you know just staying involved the best we could back then. Me and Kevin stayed involved. I started meeting people, getting on doing what we can, you know. Then my sister, I've been taking care of her for uh, about 20 years now. She's got a lot of different things wrong with her, but yeah. So I started taking care of her, and she fell in love with Ash, and she could watch all the YouTube videos on her TV, and it's nice. It's funny because I bought a house. I gave her the upstairs. I got the downstairs, and every time I go upstairs, there she is sitting in the living room watching one of our videos. Anything that had Ash on it, she was watching it. And that's really cool that she's getting involved in it, even if it's not getting on, any of the shows. But you know, so about I came down with leukemia right after I got into this, and went through chemo and all that for about a year. Went into remission. Went back to truck driving. And I was truck driving for about another 11 months, and I had hurt my arm, and I went in to uh, get it fixed, and they found blood clots in my legs, and it killed all the nerves in my foot. They wanted to cut my feet off, and so put me on disability and gave me more time to get into Onpassive. This is the wave of the future. If you the farther I got into it and listened to Ash and just watched. I mean, him and our team. They that's their thing. You ask me how to cook, I'll be glad to show you how to cook. I know how to do all that. I don't know nothing about computers, but I have friends and family now that have that knowledge, that are freely sharing it with me. And I can tell you, it's changed how I think. It's brought back the dreams that I had before. For about the last month, I turned my shed into a one-man recovery center. I redid my backyard to where I could get some tents in there, and I started bringing people off the street that wanted a new life. So that's kind of where I'm at. And I have gotten some people introduced to the program of alcohol, or to the program of Onpassive, because that's what it is. It's not a business. It's a program of how to live life, and it gives us tools that we need um, for the future. I mean, that's where we're going. Technology, baby, technology. You know, and I got to meet uh, crazy people like Chris and Marty, and some beautiful women from all over the world that have great messages that I love to listen to. And you know, in short, I love I love Onpassive. You know, and like I say, it's shown me, or it's showing me, that anything is possible as long as you can still dream. So I don't want to hold anybody up. It's been great that I was able to get up and do this. And I really want to thank Chris and Marty and everyone else that took the time to watch this. And maybe in the future, it'll give somebody hope that no matter what we go through in life, there's always a positive. Negatives we can't change, the positives we can always build on. So, well, back to you, Chris, Marty. I just do want to say real quick, thank you to Ash for reigniting my dreams and everything else that you do. That's all I got. Thanks.
That was fantastic, Mark. Like I said, you relate to a lot of people. Um, Unpassive for me too, same as you, has become a big safety area to be. Like I'm 64. I wound up on disability at 44. Um, got sleep apnea so bad it damaged my lungs a little bit. They seem to be getting better, thank God. But yeah, I wasn't planning on. I love my job. I was traveling around the world, and just like you, things happen. They happen in a twinkling of an eye. Like you're okay, and then one day can make a difference. But I've been in like online for 20 years full time. I've been looking for Unpassive. I've been looking for something like Unpassive the whole time. I didn't know that until I got here. And once I got here, the reason I'm so involved is because, like I said, I meet people like you, I meet other people, and if I can help anyone, listen, I traveled the world, met a lot of people. I thought, wow, I'm going to lose that at 42. I didn't lose it. Here it is. I travel
Right.
the world now every night, everywhere. I got friends and family around the world. So it's a big deal. You will definitely relate to a lot of people. Um, I know for sure. I've always had this thing about I'd like to be a truck driver because you get to see different parts, especially in the U.S. I've been here, like I said, my whole life, and I know more about other countries than I do about the U.S. So I'd
Right.
like to travel around. I might even jump in the camper with my little brother here one day. Now I can't guarantee that we won't kill each other, right? I don't know. I don't know if we make it out of the state, but we'll try. Anyway, Chris, anything to say to
Yeah, I
Mr.
want to say I apologize. That repairman came in. He's outside working on it right now, and I want to get back in. And Mark, you shared some pretty deep struggles with us, and I'm not sure what Marty said, but I appreciate you opening up to the world to let people know you're a normal guy. The part about your mom just breaks my heart, and then sometimes things affect us like that, and you went down a different road. But I'm happy to say that you came out of it. You're an amazing person. This company is going to flourish because of you, relating to everything you just talked about, whether it was, the death of your mom, the drugs and alcohol, and turning your life around. AAA, Alcoholics Anonymous. It's just, it's an amazing story that everyone needs to hear because it's just showing we don't have engineers. We have them, but we have regular people in here like you and I and Marty. And I'm really respectful that you shared what you did. I wish you all the best because I know where you're going with this company. And I love the fact that you opened up your house and your backyard to help people. You did a lot of amazing things. And you're not, that's the first time I've heard you say that. I believe in that. Don't tell your right hand what your left hand's doing. You kept that pretty good. But I'm glad that you shared it to show the kind of people that are in this company that care about people that have gone through struggles and want to not just help themselves, but turn other people's lives around. So, brother, I love you. You were amazing. And that's what this is all about, brother.
And the other thing, Mark, is people will be watching this that might be at the phase you were in. To
Right.
see that there's a way out is a lot because
Right.
I know people. I drank heavy when I was young. Everything I did, I do to an extreme. I ate too much. I smoked too much. I worked too much. I couldn't do anything in moderation. But when I got out of it, and to see where we are now, and it's not just a business, it's a lifestyle, and we all care about each other. And anybody that watches this, or the many that we've done, there's going to be people out there that go, you know what? I wish I was part of that. Because sometimes family turns you off, friends turn you off, but when you can be somewhere where you have a big family around the world, it's priceless. It's absolutely priceless. So thank you again for coming on, Mark.
You're welcome. Thank you. Yeah, they always one of the things in AA is it's the journey, not the destination. And I come into Onpassive, and what do I hear? It's the journey, not the destination. So,
That's right.
I mean, everything Ash says and does really parallels what I've learned in the last 30 years. So it's pretty cool.
Absolutely. All right. Well, say goodbye, everybody. And don't forget, in about an hour and a half, you're going to see Ashley Farr
Ash.
interviewed with Red Redford.
Yeah, he's doing his Fun Day Monday with Jane 2 at 11. And I'm
Oh,
sure
he
he'll
is? Okay. I didn't know if he was. Okay.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Remember, Julie and Michael's later because Red is taking the 12 o'clock spot so everyone can see Ash. So, Mark, thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
Say goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Have a great day.
You
You
too.
too, Mark.